Oop, I realized the first part of the worksheet actually is using the prefixes. Let me bring this a little bit more in view. There are a lot of times when in science, math, physics, that you're going to have to set up what are called conversion fractions. But there are also a lot of times when I don't want you to waste valuable time when you're trying to set up and do a problem just to convert between the prefixes, like a kilometer and how many meters that is, or how many liters are in a gigaliter, sorry. And so what I want you to do is get used to being able to use a little chart that looks like this. And usually what you're going to notice is that there's a bunch of prefixes on here, and there's 2 spots between most prefixes. Okay? This is the area in the middle that you're going to have the base unit of those metric units, like the meter, the liter, the candela. Okay, so that's always going to be what this little letter is, the M. So if I choose instead liters, this would be L, kiloliter, megaliter, gigaliter. Now, as you move out from here, each box is 10 times bigger, and that's what the best part about the metric system was that it was a 10-base number system. We still stick with the British, who have 12 as a sort of base in a lot of transitions, but not all. I mean, there's 12 inches in a foot, but only 3 feet in a yard, 5,280 feet in a mile. So there's not these systematic sort of changes, but in the metric system, you're going to get 10 times bigger, and that's another unit. Now, I don't care if you don't know some of these in-between units, like the decameter or hectometer. I don't care that you don't know those, but you should know the 1,000 times bigger, the million times bigger, and the billion. So if you look at the squares, if you move over 2, 3 spots, it's going to be the kilometer. That's 1,000 times bigger than whatever the base is. Kilometer is 1,000 meters. You go 1,000,000 times bigger, or another 2 spots, and then the mega, that's 1,000,000 times. Every time I go, here's the 10,000, here's the 100,000, here's the million. In megameter, megabyte, megaliter, megagram, okay? Those are all the big M with the small whatever the unit is. If you want to get to the billion, like a gigabyte of RAM disk that's stored in your pen drives, that's 3 units to the left. And so here's the name for each of these prefixes. Gig is G, capital. Meg is N, capital. Kilo is K, capital. And then from the smaller than 1, so when you want smaller units, like a tenth or a thousandth or a hundredth, then you're going to use smaller case letters, a centimeter, hundredth, just like a cent is to the dollar. It's a centidollar, 1/100th of the dollar. Mil in Latin languages is 1,000. So a milli is 1,000th. This crazy looking U that has 2 tails, that's the mu, it's the Greek letter mu, and it stands for a millionth. It stands micro, so this is micrometer. Some people do pronounce that as micrometer. It's up to them. And then 3 more places, or 1/100000th, is a nano. So those numbers in front of the base units are going to be important. If you can write this down as railroad track, or I will provide this on quizzes that we take, so you can just use this to transition, then you'll use valuable time to think about the problem instead of transitioning between these. I know we have a debate between some of us as teachers to say, well, you should learn how to put these fractions together, but we'll have plenty of time to work the math later. So let's take something like 3,450 millimeters, which is a measurement right here, millimeters. And I want to get to kilometers. If I want to do that, I want to have to count how many boxes do I have to get from millimeters to kilometers, and I will move the decimal in the same direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, left, and to the same number of places to make the transition. So if my number decimal is right here at the end of 3,400, I'm going to move it 3 places just to get it to the right behind the 3 more places, and this is going to become 0.00345, and that will have changed my number to kilometers. So move your decimal from whatever starting place you had in millimeters to get to the unit you want, kilometers, and move the decimal in the same direction, and that will accomplish switching between the metric units. Let's work some on the worksheet at the bottom and see how those go.